Diddy steps down as chairman of Revolt. Company released a statement. Um, Sean Combs has stepped down from his position as chairman of Revolt, while Mr. Combs has previously had no operational day-to-day roles in the business. This decision helps to ensure that Revolt remains a steadfast focus on our mission to create meaningful content for the culture and amplify the voices of all Black people throughout the country and the Africa diaspora.
So it says that he, Mr. Combs has previously had no operational or day-to-day role in the business.
He's just the chairman, like the chairman of.
But yeah, he's like the biggest face of it though. Like when you think Revolt, you think that.
Yeah, I think they were getting ready for this stuff to bubble up even more than it is. Everything else is going with Diddy and all the allegations and all the lawsuits that are coming down, and they're prepping themselves so to not be collateral damage.
Mm.
Yeah,
I think this is an indication of that, without a doubt.
So you think he paid off this girl?
He did pay her off.
He did?
Absolutely. He settled. They settled. That's been 100%. But I do think with all the shit that Diddy's done and all the rumors that have been around and everything that's being alleged, and it's all allegations as of right now, so it's not guaranteed. It's one of these circumstances where I think where there's smoke, there's fire, and now there's a whole lot of smoke coming
I think
from around.
Him settling is what got everybody
from
like,
around.
After he settled, everybody's got scared. They're like, "Oh shit! If he settled, it's for a reason."
Not just care, and then more people started coming out.
Yeah,
because as soon as he settled,
a lot of people say to stay away from him too.
as soon as two more people started coming out, and like now a whole bunch of other shit has started to come out. Like people are exposing a whole bunch of different things about him, and like different stories and so on. So
my thing is, there's always been stories about him. Why is there such strong action being taken now and not then?
Well, there's no action. So so now I understand what triggered all the lawsuits. So there was this law, this kind of like pass that got put in place last year that expired the day that all the lawsuits came in, that allow women to, well, not women, anyone who had an allegation for any kind of SA to be able to bring a case up or like to sue civilly the perpetrator or whoever they're accusing up till this date. So a lot of them came through on that date because it expired. It was like a 1-year window. You can do it, doesn't matter how old it is. And it was kind of one of these remnants of the Me Too movement and like opening it up for men, people that were like, oh, I want to speak now because that they didn't want to speak in the 90s or something. But then the statute of limitation had passed or whatever. So, and I think that's what triggered it. And I think the fact that he settled right away, that might have motivated more people to be like, oh, okay, we may not even need to go to court to get this situated. So that might have brought the attention to even more people.
What do you think is going to happen to him?
Most of the stuff is civil lawsuits. I think he's just going to pay people off.
And then that's it.
I think for the most part, the fact that he did it the way he did it so quickly, I think from a perspective of the headache that can come from it and the potential detriment that can come from exposing these things in court, because once it goes out in court, it's public record, that can have a larger negative impact. So he may not want to even let any of the stuff go to court.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of the stuff that he might have done is necessarily like go to jail. Like I think it's like civil shit. Like how you saying like more like pay people off. Like I think it's just gonna shit there's things that are gonna hurt his character that companies and brands people won't want to align with him anymore. Yeah, won't want to work. I think it'll be a lot more of that as opposed to maybe him actually going to jail.
Yeah, and I think this is an example of certain corporations saying, let me distance. It might have been even him to be like, oh, I got to distance myself from the corporation, like Revolt. Let me step away so you don't get splashed when the rocks fall into the water. I think that's what this tells me. But
doesn't this girl still go out with him? What's her name? Young Miami?
Yeah.
I wonder what she be doing. Because apparently Cassie had to do a lot of crazy stuff like being with him.
I don't know. It's a lot of stories about his parties and stuff that I'm like, I don't know.
She was like, she like golden showers. I'm like, oh, boy.
He was ambidextrous and stuff. So
That golden shower shit probably is like surface level shit for him. That shit don't even get him like out the bed for like a golden shower. Man, freak boy. You having 10 dudes hit your wife, bro. Like, no, you want some cuck shit. You want some different next
that
level.
yes, bro. That is
Golden shower ain't getting it done for you, bro.
bruh.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be crazy, but I don't think nothing crazy is gonna come from it. And I think he learned the business from people that were probably worse than him. So, and that's what you're seeing now. Now, the only thing I do say is like when these kind of stuff come up, if he did it, it'll be he should pay some consequences. Now, so right now it's all allegations, but I do say if this happens, I'm always an advocate of like we got to encourage women or whoever this happens to speak sooner, because if you wait years, it's always gonna have that little mark of like, why now?
Why now? Yeah, that is true. That is
I'm
true.
always gonna ask the why now.
But my thing is like, why? Because I'm thinking about, I see this and I'm thinking about R. Kelly, right? Like, do you see him going to jail?
He's in jail.
He's in jail right now, P. Diddy?
No, R. Kelly is.
No, not. I'm not talking about R. Kelly. I'm talking about
No,
Diddy.
because
Do
all
you
this
see
stuff
him?
is civil, a civil lawsuit. So it's not even, he's not going to criminal court.
No, where R. Kelly, he was.
But he was stuff like
But
that.
he
But
was getting drug in the shit. But I mean, Diddy don't got no underage shit. He just got some freak shit. That's what I'm saying. It's some shit that's like I would just rather not be around you, type shit. So far, at least from my understanding.
I guess I'm just seeing like the way I see it is like, okay, granted, yes, R. Kelly was. I feel like it's kind of like in the same
No.
realm
I
because
think
you're forcing people, you're manipulating, you
I
have
think
some kind of power because
Diddy
R.
shit is more
Kelly.
of a cult. It's more cult like there might have not been a whole bunch of people that were his followers, but I think he was more like I see him more like a cult leader in the way that he manipulated her from the way that the lawsuits and all, like the civil suit came out. From some of the things that I read, and so I feel like it's more like those kind of.
But all I'm gonna say right now too is I think part of this we only seen one side of the story.
Yeah.
And there's always two sides plus the truth.
The truth.
And the other part that I'm gonna say are these things that are now they considering of something not acceptable, but they were cool with it back then based on the outcome that they were gonna get from doing it. And because they saw this window to be able to say something or be able to monetize it one more time, they're like, okay, I might as well monetize it now. Because like I said, like why now? Why didn't you do it back then when you became famous from being around him? When you monetized being around him? You know what I mean? You were cool with it back then, kind of a situation. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but if you were accepting it and those were kind of like the terms that you wanted to play within and you were okay with those terms, don't try to change the game now.
That's true.
You know how I know I'm a piece of shit though, because you know what my thought was on this whole shit. I'm like, man, I wonder how Cassie's husband might like feels after all this. Like when you got to sit there, like this, I know.
Like, damn, girl, you was dogged by that many, Nick. But
like all the shit that was going on, that was where my mind went. I'm like, damn, I wonder how he must feel. Not to say that he loved her any less or anything, but it's just I wonder, like that's a different feeling. Like I have never experienced that shit. To be yo, your girl was so like manipulated, so like this person was such a strong I don't know the exact word that I'm trying to like. That's why I use a cult like figure as my.
I'm sure she opened up to him about it. Like, I mean, I would assume. I'm assuming, because when you have your partner, you're intimate, you share things, you share traumas, you share.
Yeah, but that don't take away from like I'm not saying that he didn't know about any of this because she probably told him. It's not that he didn't know. I'm just saying
now that it's public now.
It feels different. Yeah, it gotta feel different.
Oh, now that it's public.
Yeah,
it's not like everybody knows.
Yeah, I mean, depends on how machista he is.